Looking to add some autumnal flair to your cooking and decor? Look no further than the versatile pumpkin. Whether you prefer sweet or savory dishes, this autumnal favorite has got you covered. And the fun doesn't stop there. Pumpkin seeds make for a tasty roasted snack, and these vibrant gourds can also be used as eye-catching fall decorations. Interested in growing your own pumpkins? You're in luck. Pumpkins are easy to grow and thrive in a variety of regions, making them an inexpensive and low-maintenance addition to any garden. In this video, we'll walk you through everything you need to know about choosing the right variety of pumpkin, creating the perfect growing environment, and harvesting your very own homegrown pumpkins. So grab a pumpkin spice latte and let's get started. Plant your pumpkins inside of dirt mounds in widely spaced rows before covering the planted seeds with compost. Water and fertilize the pumpkins regularly, while also keeping a sharp eye out for pests and weeds. When the pumpkins are bright orange and hard, cut them off at their stems to harvest. Preparing to grow pumpkins. Number 1. Find out when to plant pumpkins in your region. To ensure successful germination, it's important to avoid planting pumpkin seeds in cold soil. Therefore, it's best to wait until the risk of frost has passed before planting. For a fall harvest, it's recommended to plant pumpkins in late spring or early summer, with a typical maturation time of 95 to 120 days. If you're aiming to have pumpkins ready for Halloween, it's advisable to plant them in late July. However, if you prefer to have them ready earlier, you should plant the seeds in early March number. Part 2. Planting the pumpkin. Plant your seeds in hills. To plant your pumpkin seeds, follow these simple steps. Build a small mound of dirt and plant the seeds 1 to 2 inches, 2.5 to 5.1 centimeters, deep. The mound enhances soil drainage and warms up the soil quicker, promoting faster germination. Plant 2 or 3 seeds close to each other to ensure at least one sprouts in case one fails for any reason. The direction of the seeds doesn't matter, whether the end pointing up or down. If the seeds are healthy, they will grow in either orientation. Plant pumpkins in widely spaced rows. The recommended spacing for pumpkin plants will vary based on their growth habit. If your chosen variety grows on creeping vines, space the hills in the same row 12 feet, 3.7 meters, apart and allow 6 to 10 feet, 1.8 to 3 meters, between rows, depending on the size of the variety. For bush-type pumpkins that grow on shorter vines, ensure 8 feet, 2.4 meters, of space in all directions. Cover the planted seeds with compost. If you composted the soil before planting, you can skip this step. If not, add a thin layer of compost or mulch in the areas where you planted seeds. The compost will help keep weeds out and nourish the seeds. With proper care, the pumpkin plants should sprout within about a week. Part 3. Caring for the pumpkin plants. Water the pumpkin plants when the soil moisture is low. Pumpkin plants need a lot of water, but they shouldn't get too much. Make a habit of watering them when the soil seems a little dry, rather than adding more water to wet soil. Deep, infrequent waterings are ideal. When you do water the plant, use a lot of water and let it soak deep into the soil. Pumpkin plants' roots run several inches or feet down, depending on the stage of growth, and it's important that the water reaches them. Try not to get water on the pumpkin leaves. This encourages the growth of a fungus called powdery mildew, which can cause the leaves to wither and the plant to die. Water in the morning, rather than at night, so any water that gets on the leaves has time to dry in the sun. When the pumpkins themselves begin to grow and turn orange, decrease the amount of water you use. Stop watering entirely about a week before you plan to harvest the pumpkins. Fertilize the pumpkin plants. When the plants first sprout, in about a week or 2, adding fertilizer encourages healthy pumpkin plant growth. Go to your local nursery and ask for a fertilizer you can add to your pumpkin bed. Control weeds and pests. In order to make sure your plants produce healthy pumpkins, You'll have to monitor them throughout the growing process. Weed the patch often. Don't let the growth of weeds crowd out the pumpkin plants or absorb the nutrients they need to thrive. Plan to weed a few times a week. Check the pumpkin leaves and blossoms for beetles, which eat plant tissue and ultimately kill the pumpkin plant. Scrape them off the plant a few times a week. Mulch around your pumpkins to keep weed pressure down and conserve soil moisture. Aphids are pests that threaten a lot of garden plants. They can be found on the undersides of the leaves, and if you don't take care of them, they'll kill the plants quickly. Spray them off with water in the morning so the leaves have time to dry. If necessary, use an organic pesticide to rid your plants of pests. Ask about products at your local nursery. Part 4. Harvesting the pumpkins. Check to see if the pumpkins are ready. The pumpkins should be bright orange in color, depending on the species, with a hard shell. Their stems, and often the vine itself, should be starting to dry out and wither. Don't harvest pumpkins that are still soft. It's important to avoid harvesting pumpkins that are still soft. If the pumpkin has not yet reached maturity, it won't keep for more than a few days before spoiling. To ensure the best possible outcome, be sure to wait until the pumpkin has fully ripened before harvesting it. This will give you the best chance of a successful harvest and allow you to enjoy your pumpkins for weeks to come. Step 3 in the process is to carefully cut the stems of the pumpkins. It's important to use a pair of shears for this task and leave a few inches of the stem intact. Avoid breaking off the stem completely, as this can lead to the rotting of the pumpkin. By following these instructions, you can safely and effectively harvest your pumpkins for use in a variety of dishes and fall decorations. Store the pumpkins in a cool, dry place. Keep them away from humidity, damp, and direct sunlight. They do not need refrigeration. Pumpkins keep for many months after they have been harvested. A mild chlorine rinse before storage can discourage mold and fungi. Use a mix of 1 cup, 240 milliliters, household chlorine bleach, and 5 gallons, 18.9 liters, cold water. Congratulations! You're now equipped with all the information you need to grow pumpkins at home. From choosing the right variety to creating the perfect growing environment, you now have the tools to grow your very own pumpkins. With a little time, effort, and patience, you can enjoy the delicious flavors and stunning fall decorations that these versatile gourds have to offer. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and start planting. Don't forget to share your own tips and tricks in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more gardening and DIY content. For more information about growing your own garden at home, watch our video on our channel. Happy growing!